taking over. Let's go. It's Ferrall. Coast to coast. Steaks, chicks, stacks. You and I are going to make a lot of money. It's Ferrall, coast to coast.
And we are back. Ferrall, coast to coast, hour number 2 here on SportsGrid and SportsGrid Radio with you on a Thursday, of course. We've got all the baseball going on. Scotty was nervous about it. The Rays did get out of that jam in the bottom of the 7th inning. So they do go to the 8th, still 4-0 Tampa. In that one, Stowers hit the 3-run shot for Miami, so they're up 3-0 in the first inning over the Giants. All right, we've obviously did a lot of golf yesterday as we've got the Rocket Classic going up for the PGA, but LIV is back this week, taking quite a few weeks off. We haven't seen the LIV guys since before the U.S. Open, but in Dallas to get themselves back cooking. So that means, of course, Brady Cannon is with us, as always, before the LIV events. Brady, great to see you, as always, my man. As a collective, we have all been doing very well here the past couple of weeks. And then you were just talking about it. You had some hot picks for first-round leader this morning that unfortunately just came up short. I mean, Putnam you had in there, Victor Perez you had in there. You had a bunch of guys, but unfortunately Min-Woo Lee clipped you.
Yeah, I know. He got me with a 30-foot bomb of a putt on his final hole. Now, Aldrich Potgietar might clip Min-Woo Lee. He's probably going to get to at least 9 under. Maybe he'll get to 10. And it makes sense, a big hitter like him on this golf course. But yeah, I woke up this morning and saw Perez and Putnam both tied for the lead. I was off to a good start, but oh well, close but no cigar, it looks like.
And I know that I saw some of your picks from last night. I know that we're all, usually when we're all reading the same mail, it's a good thing. But not the best start. We were all on Cameron Young this week. I mean, believe me, not just us. I mean, everybody's on Cameron Young.
Very popular pick. Yeah.
This week, but only 1 under through 11 here in the afternoon wave right now for Cam Young. And, you know, when you look at these scores, Brady, I mean, there's tons of guys, 6 under, 7 under, 8 under. That's not encouraging for us that Cam Young on a big scoring day is only 1 under through 11.
Well, it's not a day when you want to make bogeys, and I think he just made one because he had it to 2, I believe. I thought he had it to 2 under. He was going the right direction. And so that looks bogeyed 11. Okay, yeah. I mean, this is not the type of tournament where you can really afford to make too many bogeys here. We'll see how he can perform here over his last 7 holes. But, you know, we talked about Pokitar. I think the course is perfect for Cam Young, too. And you know, you guys all drank the Kool-Aid. You all joined forces on Keegan Bradley last week, and it worked out. I wanted to join the party with you this week. And we're all 4 on Cam Young. I wasn't buying in because we know this guy infamously has finished runner-up 7 times. Yeah. But it just feels like the timing might be right here. I would be surprised, Mike, if he's not in the mix. You got to believe he's going to finish top 10, if not better.
Maybe he can chip us a couple of birdies here, Brady. Maybe get it to like 3, and then he can go out early tomorrow morning, and maybe he gets a good side of the early side, and he can do some damage on that place. Let's get to LIV now, of course. We're going back to Dallas. Maridoe Golf Club, which has been there, I think opened in 2017. They were there last year for the team championship is when LIV played in Dallas. Tell us a little bit about this course, Brady.
Yeah, it's a big boy course. It's almost 7,600 yards. It is a par 72. And you're right, the team competition was there at Maridoe in Dallas. Carrollton, Texas, about 20 minutes north of Dallas, what have you. Ripper GC, the contingent of Australians, won the team competition there last year. Interesting note about the golf course, though. It is the home course for the University of North Texas, the Green Wave. And a couple of LIV members, Carlos Ortiz and Sebastian Munoz, went to North Texas and played this golf course in college. So they're familiar with this track. And it was Munoz at the team competition last year who had the low round of the tournament, shot a 64 here. And what I've read about the course, as big as it is, Apparently, there is a little bit of a premium on accuracy. You got to be able to find fairways here. You got to be able to hit greens in regulation, and that's another part of it. When you're not hitting greens in regulation, you got to be able to scramble. So, we don't have as much data or as much history on the LIV circuit as we do with the PGA Tour. So I just honed in on driving accuracy, greens in regulation, and scrambling this week.
Yeah, and that's something to look at, that's for sure. I know that when we get to the picks, which we're going to now, I'm with you on Munoz for several reasons. And price being one of them, too, because as we look at our big board, as we always do, Brady, before these LIV events, it's the same guys at the top every week, and they're always extremely chalky with Rahm and Bryson and Joaquin Niemann, Tyrrell Hatton. So we try to find some guys a little bit further down that maybe can bust out. And it seems like anyone, Munoz is as good as any of those shots, Brady, with how he's been playing.
Absolutely. And I'm 100% with you. I almost went with both short shots. I almost took Bryson and Rahm, but, ultimately I left Bryson off. I did go with Rahm. He's never not finished top 10 in his LIV career, 20 straight top 10 finishes. He probably, Mike, would have won the U.S. Open if his putter was just lukewarm. He could not make a putt, but he played beautifully tee to green. I think he's the second best player in the world right now. Went with Rahm, and then, yeah, you're right. You got 50 guys in the tournament, right? And Rahm is probably the best player on this circuit. Followed by DeChambeau and then Niemann. It's like 10 guys are so much better than the rest of the field. But yeah, I went down the board a little bit. Munoz is one of those guys like you talk about. I was able to find 29. I think 25 is pretty much a consensus number on Munoz. We talk about the familiarity with the course, the low 64 round last year. And this guy, what I was mentioning as far as the skill sets, second on LIV in driving accuracy, sixth in birdies, sixth in greens in regulation, 14th in putting. He's the Joaquin Niemann of the top 10 finish. 4 times out of 8 LIV events this season, he's finished top 10.
Yeah, he's been good. The best I could find this morning was 22 on Munoz in New York. That was the best number I can get. So you got a good number with him. You got a good number on Gooch too, Brady. I know you're on him as well.
Yeah, I stumbled across that number, and I don't know what it means. I don't know if I made a mistake. I'm seeing basically
29
30
this morning.
I've seen 35 or whatever, and I got this 50. I'm like, oh my gosh. And I don't like Taylor Gooch. I think he's kind of made an ass out of himself with some of his comments since going over to the LIV. But you know what? The guy's playing pretty darn well right now. Second in driving accuracy on the circuit, tied with Munoz. Third in scrambling. 13th in greens in regulation. And the form is starting to come around. Last 4 starts, 12th, 13th, 3rd, and 10th. So we'll see if he's ready to win again.
So you're obviously going with Rahm, you're going with Munoz, and you're going with Gooch. I have one of those guys as well. I'm going to go with Munoz as well. I'm taking Bryson. You were back and forth. I can only take one heavy chalk, just like you, Brady. There's only one that I can take.
Right.
Bryson's kind of a home game for him. It's like 20 minutes from his house in Dallas as well. So I'll go there. And Sergio. This is a storyline, too, this week, I think, Brady. I think this is the last cutoff. Those guys who aren't exempt for the Open, there's that one spot that can go to a LIV player, and Sergio and Munoz are kind of the 2 guys who are kind of closest to it. So I think we might get a little gas from those guys too, Brady, being in that. And speaking of the Open, LIV is at Valderrama the week before the Open Championship, where Sergio won last year as well. So we'll make sure to get that one in a few weeks. Brady Cannon with us, LIV in Dallas. We're back on Coast to Coast after this.
Enter into the magical world of McLuck.com, where even the smallest of spins can win real cash prizes. Adventure into over 1,000 of the best Vegas-style slot games. So what are you waiting for? Unlock your free welcome offer today. Join the fun where winners play and players win.
We are seeing unbelievable temperature surges over the past couple days. So I wanted to ask you this question to let the people know, like, how do we account for that in our handicapping? Like, 2 good pitchers on the mound, but you look at a place like Wrigley Field, let's just say, 20-mile-an-hour winds blowing out, 90-plus degree temperatures. Is it almost like you say to yourself, you just have to fade the environment and not worry about the pitchers? Because if we're hitting fly balls, they're going yard.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
Their team total is 19.5 wins. I told you to go under, and it's by far the best bet I have recommended on this network in 4 years. They can't get out of their own way. And now Sloot is out for the year. Let's hope Sloot gets back, because I respect the hell out of Sloot, and I want her to go out on her own terms. Hopefully we'll have her back for the 26th season.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
Kevin Durant, at the age of 36 years old, after 17 seasons that he has played in the NBA DRS, is now on his way to H-Town.
I don't think it's a great move. I wanted him to go to a ready-made championship team full of a veteran roster and see if he can ring chase that way. Not to go to an organization on the come-up that if you just stay the course, and also, what better blueprint do we have than just staying the course and okay, safe, right?
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high, but the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that rhythm. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of 15.5 points live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Always fantastic to see the Las Vegas golfer, Brady Cannon, on C2C with Carver High. And now we dive back into listening to the first round picks from last night's NBA draft. We were talking about it all night on SportsGrid. You know where to find the best coverage.
We certainly were. All right, let's go to Ace Bailey next. Of course, there was a lot of talk about him heading into the draft and how he handled the entire draft process. Was he going to slip far down the board? Didn't slip as far as some thought. He ends up going 5th to Utah. And you mentioned this. It seemed like all they've been trying to do to this kid for the last week to 10 days was, bash him any way that they could. And then even when Utah takes him at 5, Scotty, what did they do like 5 minutes after that? Oh, he didn't want to go there. He's not happy. He didn't like going to Utah. This is not going to work out well. Let's hear it from Ace himself about going to the Jazz.
Ace, there was a lot of speculation that built up in your draft process. You know, you seem pretty happy to me to be going to Utah. What do you say to people that maybe just don't believe that?
I mean, I control what I control, so how they feel. But to my team and me, me focusing on the basketball and them doing what they're doing, so it happens.
Yeah, and look, he's going to be fine. He's a really exciting player. In fact, when Dylan was out, this guy had, 40-point games. He can light it up. He's got it all. He's a pure scorer, and he's exciting. He's a lot, I think, longer than Harper. Obviously, people think Harper's better. I've seen Dylan. I've never seen anything like it. Like, I've been around a lot of really super mega talented basketball players in my day. Going to Indiana, I was at Indiana. They won a national championship, and I saw some of the greatest players of my life when I was in Bloomington play basketball. And then I've seen this kid work. And in the morning, I would go there at 5:30 in the morning, and this kid would be in there soaking wet, shooting. I saw him once hit 100 straight threes. I mean, literally, I sat and watched him hit 100 straight. And he was soaking wet, grinding, working, 5 in the morning. I mean, this kid, earned his way to the NBA. He's a legit baller. There's no questions asked about Dylan. But I think the shake they've given this Ace Bailey is downright evil. I think it's disturbing. I don't understand what their fascination was in trying to ruin this kid before he ever played a game in the NBA. I mean, they've been talking bad about this kid now for months. Like he's some kind of felon or something. Like he's some kind of rapist. Like they treat him like a criminal. I mean, a guy gets drafted last night. It didn't take, Carver High said it 5 seconds before they started saying he's unhappy. I mean, like, move on to something else. You're so pathetic, the media. You're so pathetic that, you hear all the time and, like even in politics, the fake news and everything, all these stories about this guy are so wrong and so bizarre. And like, where do they come up with this stuff? Like at their dinner table with their kids, the dogs telling them this stuff? I don't know where they're getting it. I just don't think any of it's true. That kid's going to ball out. Now, he may take some time getting used to living in Salt Lake City. And, but let's face facts. It's a lot more jumping than people give it credit for. It's a great place in the winter. It's just absolutely on fire in the winter with the skiing. There's no getting around it. It's a really cool place to go in the winter. And then, they got a hockey team. They got an NBA team. They love their NBA there. They just have sucked for a minute here. I mean, I guess since the end of Malone and Stockton, they've sucked.
Well, and just look what they did, honestly, last night. They got 2 scorers, right? Ace Bailey and they got Clayton from Florida also. They got 2 scorers in Utah. You look at what they got. They had 2 picks compared to like what the Nets got with 5, and it's like, wow. They got. I thought they really did a lot with the 2 picks that they had, especially getting Clayton later on.
They did better. Those 2 players are more exciting than all 5 of those Nets players combined on their best day.
Let's hear next.
It's great the kid can pass. There's nothing like a guy that can pass. The difference was that Stockton could score too, right? Like, Nash could score too. This kid cannot shoot. So, like, if you can't shoot, like, you're a hot mess. So what if you can pass? The guy can't knock down a J. So that's a problem for me to use an 8 pick on a guy that can pass but can't shoot. Like, if I'm running an NBA team, I'm gonna draft a guy that can do it all, not some kid that can just pass. I mean, he can't shoot, and you pick him number 8. The guy can't shoot a jump shot, but they're saying he's got a lot of work to do on his jumper. I'm running the other way. I mean, she was so sexy in the photo going to the date night, and then I showed up and she was 400 pounds. Like, honestly, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not drafting some kid that can't shoot. I'm sorry. I'm not, like, you got to be the complete package to be in the top 10. I mean, it's embarrassing what this guy has done in Brooklyn. I could do it better drunk.
It has happened, Scotty. It took the Phillies 2 days and 8 innings, but they scored a run against the Astros. Now tied 1-1, top of the 8th. They still have some guys on base with Turner coming up. They are going to the bullpen, are the Astros, to try to go and get at it. Let's quickly sneak this. We'll hold Edgecombe. I don't want to sneak him in. We'll finish with Edgecombe, and then we'll start to get into tonight. I'll tell you who the best available are for round number 2. Remember, there's another night to go in the NBA draft here. Cardinals are making some noise too. Down,
they got some noise on the base pass right now, trying to tie that game. They're down 2-0, but this is their shot in the bottom of the 7th with 2 on and 1 out. And Tampa's going to the bottom of the 9th in Kansas City, up 4 runs. I'm looking at cashing both of these tickets. I need them just to get 3 outs and stop with all the nonsense.
Shut the door and close it up and go home. That's what you need right now out of those 2 games.
I can't even believe I'm saying pitcher's battle and using the words Patrick Corbin. But can I tell you, Scott, he's a different guy. He's a totally different guy with the Rangers than we've seen.
I say this all the time. Don't worry about the first 5 innings. Don't even watch the first 5 innings in Texas Ranger games. Because for whatever reason, there's a ton of runs scored in the first 5, and then it just stops. It just stops.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
No way that I'm betting on the Cleveland Cavaliers for any reason whatsoever.
No.
Ever. Like, when they had LeBron James, it was a different story. I think Spider's great. He's no LeBron. I don't see him carrying them to a title. And I don't believe in the Knicks at all. The Knicks never get it done.
Ferrall coast to coast. Only on SportsGrid.
Kevin Durant, at the age of 36 years old, after 17 seasons that he has played in the NBA DRS, is now on his way to H-Town.
I don't think it's a great move. I wanted him to go to a ready-made championship team full of a veteran roster and see if he can ring chase that way. Not to go to an organization on the come-up that if you just stay the course, and also, what better blueprint do we have than just staying the course than okay, safe, right?
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.
So, you know what's amazing to me, Carver High, is that, today I see the fallout from this guy, Marks, and what he's done with the Nets. Like, who isn't abusing him today and talking bad about what he's done and how they butchered having 5 first-round picks and how they, people are even making fun of him for just picking 5 guys instead of making a deal. So they made a deal today, right? I think they traded the 36th pick or something like this early in the second round for a couple of second rounders down the road. But the fact that I'm like, I didn't need to watch TV today to know when I saw those 5 picks that it was problematic. I don't need somebody else to tell me about how bad they did with their first round 5 entries, right? Like I didn't need help, but I was intrigued by seeing how many people bash him and make fun of their draft. When is the last time you saw anyone have 5 first round draft picks? Never. How does never sound? And then you actually have 5 first rounders and then you screw it up that badly? Now look, everything has to take time and pan out. I get that. Fair enough. I'm down with that. But most people that are on the inside of the NBA and basketball, scouts, front office executives, coaches, etc., most of them, like the reaction today about what they did with those 5 first rounders was it was an abortion.
Yeah, look, they're the first team ever to take 5 players in the first round. And aside from the kid from BYU, who they took in the top 10, this Nolan Traore from France, Drake Powell, kid from UNC, Ben Saraf from Israel, and then Danny Wolf from Michigan, the big kid from Michigan that they took at the end. So, look, there were a lot of names available in a lot of those spots that maybe they could have went to. They went the we're going to develop
Look,
the international kids.
I don't think Wolf's the worst player I've ever seen. I like his footwork. I thought he was dominant for Michigan. He is a true heavyweight 7-footer who can, he can spin. He has the footwork. He can get his shot and get inside, and he can dunk it. He can kiss it. He can flick it over the shoulder. He's got a bag of ability to finish at the 10. I liked his game. He was at Yale. He's a smart dude. Went to Michigan. I thought he capitalized on that opportunity, and I thought he was a force. To me, he looks like, this is just me, if I were to compare him to somebody that made it in the league, he would remind me of Rick Smits, right? Now, Rick Smits is a lot better than this kid Wolf, but the kid could actually turn into something based on his talent and size. I'm still a big guy. I like bigs. I like guys that have the ability, that have the footwork, the hands, both hands, and that can do things from the elbows in the paint, in the low block, on the baseline, that can finish and that can, get whatever they want, whether it's like Joker, just he'll go driving in and float it, or he'll go driving in and pass it and get buckets. Joker's a bucket maker. Now, I play with 7-footers every day of the week, and they get what they want. They want it, they go get it. They just do it. This guy has that talent. Now, the question begs, how white is he? You know what I mean? Like, is he going to be a badass, or is he going to be another candy-ass white 7-footer in the NBA? Because there's a lot of them. And they I'm telling you, Porzingis can shoot, but he's a P. That's just all there is to it. He don't want no part of that paint. In fact, he lives outside like he's lost in the forest. I mean, this guy's standing out at the three-point line, scared to death. I'll tell you another guy that plays like that is Turner. Turner don't want any part of that meat inside in that violent zone. He's out there standing at 30 feet ready to chuck. I need guys that want to bang and get it on, that are like, all right, you want to get physical tonight? Let's go.
Got to have some physicality there at some point. The Marlins with another homer. They're up 5-0 on the Giants. Justin Ramirez,
I love that bet today.
going deep for them. And the Dodgers have taken a 2-1 lead in Colorado over the Rockies.
I can't even believe I'm saying pitcher's battle and using the words Patrick Corbin. But can I tell you, Scott, he's a different guy. He's a totally different guy with the Rangers than we've seen.
I say this all the time. Don't worry about the first 5 innings. Don't even watch the first 5 innings in Texas Ranger games. Because for whatever reason, there's a ton of runs scored in the first 5, and then it just stops. It just stops.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
No way that I'm betting on the Cleveland Cavaliers for any reason whatsoever.
No.
Ever. Like, when they had LeBron James, it was a different story. I think Spider's great. He's no LeBron. I don't see him carrying them to a title. And I don't believe in the Knicks at all. The Knicks never get it done.
Ferrall Coast to Coast. Only on SportsGrid.
Kevin Durant, at the age of 36 years old, after 17 seasons that he has played in the NBA DRS, is now on his way to H-Town.
I don't think it's a great move. I wanted him to go to a ready-made championship team full of a veteran roster and see if he can ring chase that way. Not to go to an organization on the come-up that if you just stay the course, and also, what better blueprint do we have than just staying the course and okay, safe, right?
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.
I cashed that Rays ticket. Boom, 4-0. The double play to end the game at the K. The Royals can't get out of their own way right now. And I won't be surprised at all if the Dodgers go in there over the weekend and just absolutely pelt their ass. All right, we're talking about the NBA still. There's trades and everything. And don't forget, tonight is round 2, and there are some ballers available that I like.
Yes, there certainly is. There was one trade of significance that involves a player of known, and that was Mark Williams. Remember, the Hornets tried to trade Mark Williams to the Lakers back at the deadline, and he failed the physical. Well, they've dealt him again. This time to Phoenix, and Phoenix Phoenix sent the 29th overall pick, which ended up being Liam McNeely, and a first rounder for next year. So there you go. Phoenix getting some size with Mark Williams there down low.
Well, the guy can play. There's no denying the guy can play, and the Lakers wanted him, and they didn't get him, so it is what it is. He eventually got moved.
He'll probably torture the Lakers now in Phoenix. That was probably what will happen now.
I hope so.
Now he'll see him a lot more. He'll torture them. John Collins of the Jazz exercises his $26.5 million player option for this season. So Collins now will stay with the Jazz. That's because no one was going to give him $26.5 million next year. So nice job for him. All right. Tonight, who's left on the board for us? The best available for round number 2. Now, there are some names. Kalkbrenner's still out there. Cam Jones, that Tanjay from Wisconsin, Tyrese
Johnny
Proctor,
Broom.
Johnny Broom. There are quite a few names, Scotty, that are available for you this evening.
Yeah, honestly, there's all kinds of guys that are available now at this point. And I'm interested in Kalkbrenner. I think he's another guy that can really get it on. He's huge, and he can play. I'm surprised he didn't go in the first round, to be honest with you. I really, I think Kalkbrenner is better than Wolf. I think, I like Wolf's game a lot. I think he's got potential to turn into something, but I already think Kalkbrenner's a baller. Johnny Broom can flat out play. It's amazing to me that he didn't matter at all on the first night, to be honest with you. Proctor from Duke. It goes on and on. So there's all kinds of players. And then you got your guy from St. John's. What is his name? Louis?
R.J. Lewis. R.J. Lewis. Yeah, R.J. Lewis is there.
Biggest player here. How about Mark Sears at Alabama? I thought he was a very exciting player. I like Chucky Hepburn as well. I thought he was a great player for Louisville. And Tamar Bates. How about Caleb Love? His name's still out there. And they treated him like he was Michael Jordan in college. I mean, he got talked about in North Carolina and Arizona like he was Michael Jordan, didn't he? And your boy Will Richard at Florida, he's available. And I love this kid. So here's a surprise name for you that I know for a fact is a badass. That Max Shulga, the Ukrainian guard from VCU. The guy can flat out play. He's a badass. Somebody'd be smart to scoop him up. That kid can flat out play. I'll tell you what, he was one of the best, guards in the country. And he was VCU's leading scorer. He was amazing. He's an amazing player, does it all, both hands. Reminds me of a Ukrainian kid I play with. He used to play pro with him over in Ukraine. And then, of course, Shuga came to the U.S. to play college basketball at VCU, and now he's, possibly going to get drafted in the second round tonight. He's a hell of a guard. I'll tell you what, that would be the guy I would have taken over that Nets top pick at 8 that can't shoot. Because Shuga can do it all. He can shoot. He can dish. He plays defense. He does it all. Instead, they picked a guy that only does one thing well. Nice job. Nice job there. The Nets, they know how to screw everything up. They'd screw up their own birthday party.
Now that we know where all these first-round players are going, of course, now we have to get the Rookie of the Year odds up and running for next year. And we haven't played a game yet. But Cooper Flagg is the minus money favorite Minus 175 on this board. Trey Johnson, you've got up there. Ace Bailey, Dylan Harper, of course. But Cooper Flagg will be the heavy favorite to be the Rookie of the Year next year.
I mean, obviously, he's going to be all everything, always. I mean, let's face facts. For the next 10 years, you're going to get a real heavy dose of Cooper Flagg in your life on your television. And I'm sure they're going to be showing all kinds of Mavericks games on NBC and on these prime deals and everything else. Everyone wants a piece of Cooper Flagg. And believe me, the television networks are no different.
They certainly do. All right, I held this over from yesterday, which was a couple days ago. Nuggets owner Josh Kroenke did like a little state of the team. He was introducing the guys that are going to be running the team, etc. Now, this was unsolicited. He brings up the possibility if guys got injured or second apron that they would have to trade Joker. And then at the back end says how they're going to offer him a new deal this summer, but he's not really sure if he's going to take it. Here's Josh Kroenke.
I think that for us as an organization, going into that second apron is not necessarily something that we're scared of. I think that there are rules around it that we needed to be very careful of with our injury history. The wrong person gets injured, and very quickly you're into a scenario where that I never want to have to contemplate, and that's trading number 15. And so, we're very conscious of that pushing forward. We're definitely going to offer it. I'm not sure if he's going to accept it or not, because we're also going to explain every financial parameter around him signing now versus signing later. Be completely transparent. That's the way we always are. And then he makes the best decision for himself and his family, and we'll support him in it.
I just don't know what he wants, like the guy acts like, and we've all seen it, that he doesn't care. I don't necessarily believe that. He portrays like none of it matters to him, and that he's, dreaming of the horse track in Serbia and all of his horses. And in turn, he does commercials with horses. He does everything. He does beer commercials with horses. I mean, this guy, you don't know what he's going to do or what he wants in life, but I just can't see him, stopping playing because he's so damn good at it. Like, who in their right mind walks away when you're as brilliant as he is at what he does? He is, not only is he sturdy, like the guy plays every night. Like this guy plays every game, and he's just the entire team. Like, I like Gordon and Murray. There's no doubt they're good, but let's face facts. Everything centers around the Joker. He's incredible. And I think he likes it there. I think he actually likes playing in Denver, and I think he's going to stay. I don't see that guy causing problems. But when it comes to signing now or signing later, and you know what? And I don't really have a problem saying this. I don't care about Kroenke's money problems, because that family has no money problems. Okay?
No.
Do you know how much money the Kroenkes are worth? Listening to that guy talk about saving money is laughable. What's next? He's going to shop at TJ Maxx? I mean, honestly, this guy's so loaded. Daddy give him toys. He's still playing with all the toys. Don't screw up the Joker. That's your job. You got one job to do. Don't F it up.
Never screw up the Joker. It is a job. Rafael Devers, big fly. His second as a Giant, 5-2 now, as the Giants get a little closer after Rafi Devers goes deep to right center field at Oracle, and you have yourself a game out there. Elsewhere, as the rest of the afternoon games are wrapping up, 2-1 Astros. They got to run right back in the bottom of the eighth, and they'll look to shut the door on the Phillies here in the ninth.
You lose.
We are seeing unbelievable temperature surges over the past couple days. So I wanted to ask you this question to let the people know, like, how do we account for that in our handicapping? Like, two good pitchers on the mound, but You look at a place like Wrigley Field, let's just say, 20-mile-an-hour winds blowing out, 90-plus degree temperatures. Is it almost like you say to yourself, you just have to fade the environment and not worry about the pitchers, because if we're hitting fly balls, they're going yard?
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
Their team total is 19.5 wins. I told you to go under, and it's by far the best bet I have recommended on this network in 4 years. They can't get out of their own way. And now Sloot is out for the year. Let's hope Sloot gets back, because I respect the hell out of Sloot, and I want her to go out on her own terms. Hopefully we'll have her back for the 26th season.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
Kevin Durant, at the age of 36 years old, after 17 seasons that he has played in the NBA DRS, is now on his way to H-Town.
I don't think it's a great move. I wanted him to go to a ready-made championship team full of a veteran roster and see if he can ring chase that way. Not to go to an organization on the come-up that if you just stay the course, and also, what better blueprint do we have than just staying the course and okay, safe, right?
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high, but the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that rhythm. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live, your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of thoughts.
Live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
All right, so we shift to baseball. Everything that went down last night, while everything's going down today. By the way, the Astros won the game over the Phillies 2-1. You lose.
I'll give you one more, by the way. We thought we were only going to get one night game tonight in Major League Baseball with the Mets and the Braves. Looks like you're going to get two because they have been waiting 3 hours and 40 minutes in Minnesota to start this Mariner Twin game, and I just saw the Twins put out a note that they are going to start at 4:30 local, so that's 5:30 East. They are going to throw, allegedly, first pitch between the Twins and the Mariners. That's a long time to wait around to start the game. I would guess, Scotty, there'd probably be, 15, 20 people in the crowd by then, you think, by the time they start that game?
Obviously, they want to get it in. They want to get it in. And at the end of the day, it's not that late that
right.
Seattle can play that game. They finally lost last night 2-0. I bet on them and lost. I pressed it late, right before it started, and they lost 2-0. But they can play this game at 5:30, be done by and out the door and on that bus and plane by, I would think, 10 East. You know, they got to play. It's going to be 2.5 hours. And then shower, bags, bus, plane, out of there. They want to get the game in because they're not going to play it any other time. They're not going to make it up. It's now or never. It was a day game. Play it now, mid-evening, early evening. That's still late afternoon, if you ask me, 5:30. So they'll get it in.
And Seattle's going to Texas, so it's not like they got something. They're just going south. Obviously, a little bit of distance.
It'll
there.
be nice to get out of Minnesota.
And the Twins are going to Detroit. So that's like an hour and a half flight from Minnesota to Detroit. So not a late flight for them either. 5:30 East, 4:30 local there. They're going to get that one going. All right, a few things from last night. Let's roll. The Yankees finally got off the deck in Cincinnati against the Reds. Great performance from Max Fried, 7-1. They get the job done. Jazz Chisholm getting involved on the Yes Network.
Here's Chisholm. High fly ball, deep right field. Hines back, track, wall, see ya. A long home run. Jazz Chisholm, a 2-run shot, and it's 3-0 Yanks.
I mean, this guy, Jazzercise, has been on an absolute heater tear ever since he came back. The guy came back from the IL, and he has just been doing everything. I mean, you name it, he's been doing it. Home runs, doubles, singles, RBIs, getting on base, stealing bases. making plays in the field, getting thrown out of games, arguing strikes. You know what I mean? Like, so I love this guy's game. He is so exciting. And, you know, for what he really hits, boy, do they got a player. You know, he doesn't usually hit like this, Mike. He's not a big hitter. Let's face facts. I mean, he's another one of these guys hitting 220 for the season that everyone gets all excited about, but he's been hitting at a clip way higher than that lately.
He certainly has been very good for them. Fried, first pitcher to reach 10 wins this year in the majors. He has had an excellent first half for the Yankees. Jason Dominguez, first career 4-hit game as well last night. So the Yankees getting involved in Cincinnati. They'll go home.
I think Roman Anthony has 5 hits with the Red Sox and gets more publicity than a guy, Dominguez, who had 4 hits in 1 game. So the guy Anthony's played now for 3 weeks? He's got 5 hits, and they treat him like he's Babe Ruth. Let's calm down about Roman Anthony, okay? Slow down, Romeo.
We know that the Marlins are going for the sweep today, obviously. They beat the Giants last night, broke out the big stick. The Dodgers last night with the win over Colorado. They had a long rain delay in that game, but when they came back from it, how hot has Max Muncy been? I'm going to give you all of his handiwork after we listen to what he did last night on Sportsnet LA.
Pitch. Muncy with a fly ball to right field. This one is back. This ball is gone! Grand slam, Max Muncy.
I mean, this guy is tearing it up as well. What are his numbers?
Since May 31st, so we're talking just a shade under a month, he's got 3 games with 6+ RBIs. He's got 3 multi-homer games. He's got 2 games with 7+ RBIs. He's got 2 games with multiple 3-run or more homers in them. He's got 2 grand slams. He's the only player to ever do that over an entire season. All of those numbers was Jimmy Fox in 1938. Max Muncy did it in a month. He did all that.
Now listen, as you know, I have the 1938 American League All-Star team ball signed by every player on the 38 All-Star team, and Jimmy Fox is on that ball. And I got it nice and clean. And listen, when I showed that ball to my guy Steiner in New York, he was like, let's talk. And let's talk means he'll buy it. Like, that ball is money. And Jimmy Fox is on the ball. And don't get me started, DiMaggio. Don't get me started. Don't get me started with the names of 1938. Go look at it yourself, the 1938 American League All-Star team, and you'll gag on a spoon the talent that was on that field.
Yeah, and believe it or not, I have another Jimmy Fox reference coming up in a little bit with the baseball. Not 1, but 2 Jimmy Fox references on Coast to Coast today. Yamamoto went 5 innings, 1 hit, no run, 6 Ks. He did not come back after the rain delay. That's why he only went 5 innings last night. We will come back, and I will play you, we'll give you Skeens, and I'll give you that other Jimmy Fox note, because it ties in to Juan Soto and what he did with the Mets last night as they finally beat the Braves at Citi Field.
Did you know on the date that it is now, the 26th, on the same date last year, Soto had the same amount of home runs with the Yankees as he does with the Mets. So people say he's not doing anything with the Mets. Well, over the last 25 days, he's been carrying them with his bat, even though they haven't been winning. He's the guy getting all the big hits and home runs.
We are seeing unbelievable temperature surges over the past couple days. So I wanted to ask you this question to let the people know, like, how do we account for that in our handicapping? Like, 2 good pitchers on the mound, but You look at a place like Wrigley Field, let's just say, 20-mile-an-hour winds blowing out, 90-plus degree temperatures. Is it almost like you say to yourself, you just have to fade the environment and not worry about the pitchers, because if we're hitting fly balls, they're going yard?
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
Their team total is 19.5 wins. I told you to go under, and it's by far the best bet I have recommended on this network in 4 years. They can't get out of their own way. And now Sloot is out for the year. Let's hope Sloot gets back, because I respect the hell out of Sloot, and I want her to go out on her own terms. Hopefully we'll have her back for the 26th season.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
Kevin Durant, at the age of 36 years old, after 17 seasons that he has played in the NBA DRS, is now on his way to H-Town.
I don't think it's a great move. I wanted him to go to a ready-made championship team full of a veteran roster and see if he can ring chase that way. Not to go to an organization on the come-up that if you just stay the course, and also, what better blueprint do we have than just staying the course and okay, safe, right?
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high, but the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that roof. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
Just a little flyer, couple of 18.5 point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
We were just admiring Ohtani's 28th home run, a bomb to the bullpen in right center, and Carver High and I both hope that he's on the gas. We do. As a team effort, as a show, we are rooting for that scenario.
Well, some would say that he's already gotten away with one thing. Maybe he could get away with that too.
The gambling, he got away with.
The Marlins have yacked up their entire 5-0 lead against the Giants out at Oracle. So I told you before that Devers hit a 2-run homer to make it 5-2. And since in the bottom of the fourth, Lee led off with a triple. Then there was a single, another double, and now another ball just got hit off the wall. It is 5-5.
Yeah, they're going to lose the
Giants
Marlins.
Still hitting here. Just missed getting it up there in Levi's Landing out at Oracle. Brewers, of course, we know yesterday beat the Pirates. That was, of course, the Skeens game. Here's Skeens after. I told you it was the shortest outing of his career. He only went 4 innings. He sees, you know what? That's okay. I've thrown a lot of innings this year. You got to have a couple short ones thrown in.
Yeah, felt good. Obviously, this one was a little lower volume. I think we probably got to mix those in occasionally throughout the year. But you look at the stretch that we just went on, where a lot of it was on 5 days, going 7-8 innings pretty consistently. I've been happy with it. My body's in a good spot. I think that shows that, or tells me that kind of what we did in the off season and throughout spring training and then up to this point in the season has been the right thing. So I'm very, very pleased with where my body's at. But at the end of the day, it just the focus is going to be to stay on the field, because as long as I'm on the field and the rest of our staff is on the field, it's going to take care of itself because we're pretty good.
Yeah, listen, this guy, have you ever seen anything like you? I know you've seen him get ready for a game. What he does on the day of the game, his routine of his stretching and his lifting and all this weights and rubber bands and everything he does, it's insane. This guy works out like a fiend, and in the off season, it's even more intense. He's a monster. This guy's a monster when it comes to his body. And he grinds like no other. And I actually think, like, you could tell for my money, he's selfish in the fact that he realizes they suck. And he's just trying to do remarkable things with his stuff and his ERA and not worry about how bad the Pirates are hairdryer city. Because every time he pitches, they never do anything. Ever. I mean, they never win when he pitches. So what did I do yesterday? You know what I did. I bet Mizorowski at minus $1.11 and cashed. Simple as that. And everybody on SportsGrid knows it. We're sitting on here doing live TV every day, doing all these picks. And, we eat the hoagie sandwich when we're wrong. I was on the Brewers because they never win when the guy pitches. I mean, on Skeens Day, the run to the window the other way. Honestly, Fade City.
Got to run to the window whenever he is going. That's for sure. All right. Also yesterday, Padres beat the Nats 1-0. That finished after we got off the air. Pivetta, 7 innings, 3 hits, no runs, 10 Ks for him. Good performance from Kikuchi out in Anaheim as well. Angels swept the Red Sox, 12 Ks for Kikuchi. Angels are back to 500 for the first time in over a month, and actually haven't been playing that bad this late in the season.
Are you kidding?
Which is,
they
stunning
swept
for them.
yesterday when they were down 2-0 in the first. I said to you, they're not done yet. They have been kicking their ass. I think the Angels will win, and they did. They swept the series, and we have not seen Kikuchi strike out 12 guys ever. So he's another guy that has pitched without a record to show for it. When he pitches, they don't win, but they did yesterday. So, that is a relatively exciting team. And we did this yesterday on Coast to Coast. You gave the money lines, right? Like the teams making the most money, and the Angels were right on the stack.
Yep, they were at the top starting this week, and all they've done is win since then. So they're going to keep themselves up there near the top. I'll start the next hour with the Mets. I'll just throw in for you before we go. Rangers beat the Orioles 7-0. Jacob deGrom took a no-hitter into the 8th inning. 7 innings, 1 hit, 7 Ks. He was dominant against the Orioles last night at Camden Yards. I would say deGrom is back, Scotty.
37 years old and absolutely dominating every time he goes out. Bet on him every time he pitches.
I can't even believe I'm saying pitcher's battle and using the words Patrick Corbin. But can I tell you, Scotty, he's a different guy. He's a totally different guy with the Rangers than we've seen.
I say this all the time. Don't worry about the first 5 innings. Don't even watch the first 5 innings in Texas Ranger games. Because for whatever reason, there's a ton of runs scored in the first 5, and then it just stops. It just stops.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
No way that I'm betting on the Cleveland Cavaliers for any reason whatsoever.
No.
Ever. Like, when they had LeBron James, it was a different story. I think Spider's great. He's no LeBron. I don't see him carrying them to a title. And I don't believe in the Knicks at all. The Knicks never get it done.
Ferrall Coast to Coast. Only on SportsGrid.
Kevin Durant, at the age of 36 years old, after 17 seasons that he has played in the NBA DRS, is now on his way to H-Town.
I don't think it's a great move. I wanted him to go to a ready-made championship team full of a veteran roster and see if he can ring chase that way. Not to go to an organization on the come-up that if you just stay the course, and also, what better blueprint do we have than just staying the course and okay, safe, right?
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.